his performance at all otherwise, then like it's fine.
I mean, it
But,
doesn't.
like-
I don't think it affects it at all.
Okay, yeah. So like, yeah, bringing it
The
down
only-
basically just frees up more processing power. That's basically it.
Oh, what? So I can open more Google tabs while playing.
So you can watch more streams while you're playing.
I can watch some more. You know.
I don't.
Oh, I don't want to finish the sentence.
Okay. All right. So go to this link. Hi, Toots.
Hi.
I don't want to go to the
Dude.
link.
Go to the fucking. Do you want a VOD review or not?
What link, dude?
No, fuck.
He just posted it in general.
Unlockers. Dude.
Justice, I love you.
What
Just
even?
Games
Dude.
you play. Stop asking me questions.
I have to log in. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why it
dude.
requires that.
You can just use your.
I don't want to
Discord.
connect my Discord to it.
I don't think you have to.
Bro,
Want to join a
Discord?
new
Yeah,
Discord
you
server?
do.
We'll serve you milk, cookies, and baked memes.
Imagine using Discord, dude.
You should actually be able to just like click off of it.
The real OGs use
Can you?
TeamSpeak, dude.
No, I don't think you can.
I use
Dude,
Ventrilo.
TeamSpeak is technically like a better voice over IP service, but
Well, so there's Skype, and TeamSpeak's better than Skype, and then Discord just
It's not a
shits on
hot
everything, dude.
are you sure?
I just don't like TeamSpeak's interface all that much.
Dude, there's like such a rip like between TeamSpeak and Discord users because I have a group I play with on TeamSpeak and they just shit on Discord the entire time, and everyone I've ever met on Discord just shits on TeamSpeak.
I think it's the way that like people who use Linux shit on everybody else though.
Imagine
So
using
Linux.
Linux. Imagine using Linux.
I join
Pepe laugh.
.gg, dude. That Atlanta game, though. Pagu.
Wait, who won?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Atlanta won again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Who do you play?
Dude, there's so many
Steven?
eliminated. Fusion's eliminated?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah, because they're dog shit. Are you
Shut
fucking
up.
kidding me? Dude,
We
you
had to
got
play New
full
York
held
twice.
in spawn
Shut
by
up,
Shock
Devette!
on Junkertown.
Chalk is good! What are you
Alright.
talking about?
Junkertown.
Chalk is
Alright,
good!
Get shit
Alright.
on.
Yeah,
Shut
Shock
up,
is pretty crazy.
Demented! You're a cat!
Max
Yeah,
is bad,
you're a
dude.
furry!
You're not wrong, dude.
Oh,
Alright.
shit.
No. Hello,
Expose!
All
where
right.
do
Draw.
I-
Are we all? Please don't.
Where is this, dude?
No! 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 Who got rid of my permission?
Don't embarrass me. All right. I think that's all we're getting.
Aw,
Sim
come on. Who
ended
took,
up having something come up, so he won't be here.
Okay,
took
yeah, I
my
saw
pen
that in the
away?
chat.
Then
Who took my
we
pen
will be
away?
here later.
Okay, do we have? I see only 3 people in the thing with us. Is everybody
I
Lazy-
signed
Lazy
up.
in here?
access?
Yeah, I'm in there.
All right.
I signed up, but I don't know what to go from here, dude.
Just click on the link again. It'll take you back in.
Oh,
Dude.
go again.
Let me draw.
Why am I in the Discord server now?
You don't
Bro,
have to
well,
join.
don't-
That's why,
join
that's
Discord.
why you
Mother-
don't use your Discord.
God damn it.
You idiot.
Just don't join the Discord server.
Just leave the server.
There's colors, dude.
Uh,
Hog.
let me draw. By the way, I can't see anything. Is this supposed to be black?
Yeah,
Probably.
it's a black screen for me too.
All right. Are we all set up?
New follower, Augustus plays Pagu.
Hog.
All right.
Everybody's
You
ready?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to start first by just getting a feel from you guys, like sort of about what you feel like the current issues are with the team, because I want to see sort of
Shot
like
calling.
okay. I'll definitely be looking for that.
Our
But-
communication is ass.
Okay, could you be more specific?
Like
Okay.
we just get really quiet in the middle of
Alright.
sometimes.
Okay.
A better way.
We don't have a definite shot caller.
We all
Okay.
have the fucking mechanics, but we're not team players. We all play like solo queue
No
shit.
mega lol.
That's how long have you guys been playing together?
It's like
March.
A little over 2 months.
yeah, just like
Okay.
we started right before OD.
Okay, so I mean that's some time. That's hopefully it's starting to get easier.
We
for you
definitely
guys.
have.
Yeah, it
input.
is. Yeah, it's
We definitely
gotten
have.
better than it was.
Okay.
I guess that's true.
Okay. So, I'm just writing some stuff down just so I can keep track of it. So like shot calling is definitely like, it's like it's something that can be broken down into a lot of different pieces. And but the fact that you guys are talking about mid-fight stuff is kind of, it's partially shot calling, but sometimes like, even if people have like comms roles, they'll have someone who's literally just there to pace the fight mid-fight. And so like there will be a different person other than the shot caller who's like, like tells everybody when to push, everybody when to fall back, everybody when to rotate, all of that stuff. Um, so I'll be looking to see sort of if anybody is sort of taking charge of that mid-fight.
But it's a really weird thing because like obviously the most like or like usually like the basic shot caller is like main tank or whatever. But
Mm,
Lazy's like said before that he's like not comfortable with it. So we're trying to work and find someone who would make for that good shot caller.
okay.
I've been trying to work on that, but it's not a role that I think I fill very well.
Mhm.
I'm not a hyper talkative person.
Yeah, and that's just like you can't change that about yourself. So
I would say
we
that
just
like
gotta work around it.
traditionally, I do not see main tanks in primary shot caller roles. And so by primary, I'm talking
Ooh.
like macro big picture. Like, like the guys who are like, these are the ults we use in this fight. Here's where we set up. And tanks, like our main tank on desync is a target caller. So that's like basically his
Yeah,
comms
that's
response.
what I think
Okay, so
we're
you're
more
talking
looking for.
target calling. Okay.
Because it's like it feels like as soon as we get into a fight, we'll have the tanks that are both like screaming for us to focus one person,
Hmm.
then our widow that's shooting at like a far mercy that's telling people to like focus those two
Make a wall.
Okay.
and that
Okay.
kind of shit.
So something I was talking about with Augustus earlier was sort of having people given specific responsibilities. And like, people can call whatever information they want, but it should be up to one person to process that and make a decision. So it's like, like for our team, we have, if someone sees someone off on their own, like or low HP or just a high priority target, they'll bring it up, but it's up to our main tank to really make the decision to change targets if he's calling someone else. And so I think that may be something you guys may want to experiment with, give it a try and sort of see how it feels. And the idea is that it places less of a burden on that person to make those decisions because literally you're just taking the information that people give you and just calling a name out.
Mhm.
Um, but it's up to you guys to figure out what works for you. So, I won't say too much on that. But let's just grip and rip it here. You guys can, or I'm gonna turn the
Rip
volume on
and
so I can
rip.
hear comms
God
here.
Never heard that.
Jeez, but I'm gonna start using it.
I don't think
It's a good one.
I don't think I've heard it in this context.
What context have you heard it in, Dustin?
I'll tell you when
it's
you're
a
older.
it's a real mystery.
You know, my
I don't
daddy
think it's
told me a trick.
I
You
don't think
can
it's legal for me
you
to
can
talk to you
avoid
about
tearing
it.
the skin if you use someone else's mouth.
All right, hold up. This video is
Jeez.
All
super
right, we're
quiet.
done. All right,
Bye,
let's
dudes.
Yes,
Jeebus, dude.
Okay, so we're running. I saw a Reaper. Do you guys have May as well?
we do. Is this the Nepal map?
Yeah,
I don't.
this is
Wait,
It's not
my,
showing
my
up.
screen's
Yeah,
still
I still
black.
don't see anything.
okay. Then let me start from the beginning. Try refreshing, maybe.
Refresh.
Refresh, Papega.
Yeah, it's syncing the video.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay, you guys are
Yeah, there
seeing
we go.
stuff now.
All right, I'm in.
Dang.
Okay, I think we're good.
This is from Lazy's point of view.
That's a baby made? What the fuck?
Uh,
Oh, I remember what I was talking about now.
Okay, so
This is why I can't leave you in spectator.
let's. Okay, so I'd like to. Okay, so the May. I mean, I sort of. It's like the Zarya, Lucio, Rhine, May, Reaper. I definitely understand the logic behind that. What is the role here that Baptiste has? Like, is it sort of you guys just looking to see sort of what comps he fits well in, or
This
is
has been
this
me.
like,
the
This
comp
has
you're
been me
going with?
experimenting with it, and
Okay.
this was definitely
the
one of our
biggest
first bat comps that we
the
ran.
biggest the
Okay.
biggest thing, like my plan with running this is when we take the fight on point
Hmm.
is to pick a corner to fight on
Okay.
and holding them outside that corner so that if they want to come and get the field, they
Yeah.
have to like get themselves into the middle of us and
Okay.
hopefully get killed.
So
Uh,
this, I would say, so then I would think sort of something you want to be thinking about with a composition like this, and you may already be doing this, but so this is a composition that holds the point well, right?
Mhm.
But it does not retake super well. So I've actually on this map specifically, I've talked a lot about my team with sort of like if we sort of recontest with May, like when we drop May and just, either go goats or just go with some 2-2-2 setup or something like that. But you guys may want to keep that in mind going forward, just because it's like if you lose the first fight, it's like I don't really know if you can play the corner with Baptiste. I don't really know if you get wall value. May's kind of like perpetually relevant on this point, so it's kind of like not as big of a problem, but just
Yeah.
something to keep an eye out for. It's like you
I
always
think
want to be thinking about when
it's
the
my
comp
lobby. Can I
like
mute people in lobby?
when a comp is good at holding and when a comp is good at taking.
I think on this map, I believe when we do lose the point, we swap the May.
Okay.
Although we also should have swapped the Reaper at the same time, I think. And I think we don't do that.
left side, we go straight to main.
Like one of the things we've just been especially slow with is learning when to swap and how like
Mm.
fast to
We
swap off
we
a comp.
stagger our swaps too long. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're like
We got
there's a
goats,
couple scrims where
we got
we
goats.
like don't swap to something that can easily like be better for the team overall
My shield's
because of like an ult that eventually gets nothing
Yeah.
and no value. So
Oh, that's a tricky wall.
Mhm.
I like that.
I need healing on point.
Invuln left corner,
The field's up in the corner.
Got
Nice.
got break.
Basically.
Lucio?
and then lazy feeds.
And then Sim walled lazy out of the point.
Yeah, I didn't know that wall was coming. I just got locked out. Got break. Lucio?
He walled you off, and now the field can't get you.
The Widow one
I got
trick
walled
mine
out.
coming into play deep.
Okay, we win the fight,
He's definitely not a Widow one trick.
Not sure about that one, dude.
He can play quite a bit.
Maybe on point,
He's
Kill the baby.
baller. I don't know. Widow Fair is a weird combination, but he's very.
I'm coming up.
Yeah, he was taking Naga out with
Oh hey, Weeb's here.
directs.
We can fight the choke actually.
Try to let me heal to get a
We don't have Ryan. We don't have
Weeb's
Ryan.
I'm with you.
Weeb's actually the Zarya on this map. Because Widow is
Breaks half.
I believe, and he's our DPS.
Hello? Is
Hey.
it super laggy?
A little bit.
Am I laggy?
Yes,
Mhm.
you are.
I'm inside of a brick building and I can't get service.
Are you on your mobile? Oh, you're on mobile.
I just got off of work, so I'm at my dad's work waiting for him to leave.
All right.
Our
are
full robot.
I can like
Wanna try that
barely.
again?
It's kind of stuff.
you all right? All right. Well, we'll be here for a bit.
I'm gonna turn up my my Chrome here so I can hear your comms.
We do have.
Oh, I don't even have volume.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else noticed. It's muted by default.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
when you
yeah.
change it,
Yeah.
it'll.
I missed the chance. Go to point.
Okay, wait a second. So
Can you go to point when
We don't
called?
have Ryan.
I'm with you.
Are we
If they're
watching
goats,
or
we
watch
want to make them
the
come
others?
in.
Or
Breaks
what's
half.
The link is in general chat. It's Q.
I have to mute him.
yeah,
please.
I'll wait for this to resolve itself.
Weeb, are you heading home?
I think he died.
Unluckers, dude.
He ran out of mobile
He
data.
lost his last bar. Dude.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Unlucky,
just gonna
dude.
have to.
almost?
All right, yeah. Just let us know. Let us know when you're back and have a connection.
7:30.
Okay.
We'll be back in time for a scrim if we're doing that.
Yeah, you'll be back for the scrim at least.
Throwing.
I have freeze already.
All right,
90%.
no worries.
All right, cool.
Okay, just watch the.
Okay, so so we have ultimates. We're going to be rolling into ultimates this fight, and there's not a super clear way of when people need to be using them. And you guys are definitely going to need to be using them on this fight, right? Because like you guys have beaten them 2 fights in a row. You're going to want to start using your ults efficiently and cycling so that you know, you can just keep building ults off the back of the fight wins and, you know,
Yeah.
keep control. So like here, like, you know, ideally really at the end of the last fight, you want to start sort of planning that out already. Whoever, you know, and again, you know, I'm just going to leave this kind of general because I don't want to sort of tell you guys how, you know, how you should be doing things, but if you do have a shot caller, that's where the shot caller would start doing that. Or should start doing that, I should say.
Point. I have him.
You guys can
Also,
hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can.
yes.
I went outside. Well,
Also, we have a May. They're taking choke. Here, sorry, let me change colors here. They're taking through choke here, and we didn't hold close and try and wall them off. Like what we're actually doing here is just letting them onto the point
Yeah.
for free, and that seems we would like you want to make that costly for them.
Yeah.
Like really, that's how you should be thinking of it. It's like I literally just want to make this difficult for you.
Yeah.
I missed the chance.
And that was probably just because our Ryan had like just gotten back.
Well, no, look, our Ryan and Zarya were holding up close here, and then we fall back, and then just give this space up.
Ghosting, we wanted to make
Nice
them come in the
excuse, Demented.
Alright, breaks half.
I mean,
And,
we
like,
could've won that.
This is what May excels at, especially with, like Ryan, Zarya,
Jesus
Reaper, Lucio.
Christ.
that choke is perfect.
Was May dead?
No, your May's right here.
May's right there.
I think you guys have everyone.
It's what he usually. Yeah, everybody's back. We only lost Ryan.
Sim just throwing again as usual. You hate to see it.
Well,
True.
but that
it's starting to rain.
but that's the issue here. Like the issue is that like there's not one person to be like, let's hold close, let's go for a wall and engage.
Okay.
Like that's part of the advantage of having like a bottom like a person is sort of like the buck stops at them. It's like if they say something, you guys do it, and if you don't agree with it, you talk about it later in VOD review.
I don't know. I feel like Sim always has like a plan, but then never tells us what it is.
What are we
Okay.
I'm getting
using?
you.
They're going left. They're going left.
And I didn't say they were good plans.
Well, but that's the thing. A bad plan is better than no plan.
Yeah.
See, so
Well,
like
Well,
like
he doesn't tell us, so it's essentially no plan. You know?
oh, of course, yeah. But I mean, you know, if you want to transition into having a shot caller, you know, like that might be a first place to try. Also, so we just straight up get shattered here. We let them onto point, and we get shattered. So that suggests that we're not alt tracking. Now, typically people will track their counterparts' ults, and so Lazy, you're the Reinhardt here.
Yeah.
Okay, you should be keeping more track of what the Ryan's ult charge is, or at least asking if like you go down or you're breaking LOS with him and you're not sure who he's swinging on, but you always want to be keeping track of whether or not you're ahead of them in terms of shatter because it should be changing the way you play. But also again, you know, like the end of last fight when I was saying like, you know, we should be talking about the ults that we're going to be using in the next fight, we should also be talking about the ults that they have for the next fight because, you know, that's critical in sort of how you guys unwind the fight. So that's like that would be another component that you might want to start trying to incorporate into your fight planning.
Speeding. I can't beat.
Yeah,
I
super
didn't get a chance to do
unfortunate.
anything.
Oh, and we dropped. Oh god,
We lost so many.
Yeah.
dropped Blizzard.
Sim the solo queue wizard. dude.
So this is what I was talking about
I
though.
think
But
let's-
it's like there
let's
was
push
no
high
real.
ground, and then we can move down towards
No
it.
real
If you
plan.
want to go junk, that might pop. Yeah, there's no
Can you
plan.
get rid of that that line?
Yeah, I was trying to scroll. This shit ain't move
A
friendly,
couple of
dude.
them are high ground.
They're top left. They're top left. If
Oh,
you-
that was
I got
you.
Shatter. They use
Yeah, I
their
was
shatter.
trying to
They've still
scroll up
probably
and I
got
just
grab.
drew a line on the
Why does
screen.
he have access to draw?
I have no idea. I thought I had control over it, but
Let me
QGG.
draw my penis, dude.
Speed.
Oh, wait a minute, dude.
They're on the trap.
Sorry.
Oh my
Wait.
god.
Hold
What
on.
just happened?
Hold on.
You poor man.
I want to hear the calls before this. Hold on one second.
What
They've
just
still
happened?
probably
That was
got
pretty
grab.
bad.
They're top left. They're top left. If Ryan's here, they're
I've got shatter. They use their shatter. They've still probably got grab.
We can grab Blossom and I can invuln it. Ready?
Okay.
Watch the diva.
That was actually pretty decent.
Speed.
You're full?
Okay. This is okay.
Ooh.
I don't know about the shift button there, though.
I would agree. That's a
I'm
risky charge there. Like the pin makes sense when you know like you're thinking like goats feet goats. We need a diva bomb to go off, and we're
It was just,
worried
it
about
was
shield.
just too deep as well. Like, there's nothing to, like,
No
pin them
backstop.
without
Yeah.
going
You're
into
lucky
their
you got
entire team.
grav there.
No, I hit the wall there. I don't go that
No,
far.
you didn't. No, you would have kept going.
Speed,
I
speed,
think
speed.
I think you would have won.
You would have kept going. You got.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have kept going off the top.
Oh, the fire strike got me.
I don't know if you're stupid.
Oh, how you feel it?
They're right the trap.
So like planning Blizzard and planning Blizzard a little better for the last fight and using it here might have been an option.
The fire strike got me.
But the other thing is, so they used beat, right? What else did they use? Another support ult as well?
Oh, the fire strike got me.
They
They
rallied.
rallied.
They rallied.
Yeah, they
Okay.
rallied.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Brick's feeding.
No, we have to back in.
Are they playing goats?
Get out. Get out.
Love you, man. Yeah, they are. You're
Can we
playing
swap
goats.
to a,
On a
Dan's
goats, yeah.
pharmacy, I think?
Bring it up.
Dan's game.
Yeah, let's pull the farm.
Nah, dude.
I'm 80%. Oh, we're close to
But you guys are
time.
running Reaper and he
A
counter
couple of them are
stinks.
chasing main.
We're not very well,
The
apparently.
Reaper is the most overpowered hero, dude.
Have you?
Cap.
Obviously.
He tears up bronze.
Wait, I'm
Depends
okay. So I'm
who's
trying
on
to see.
Reaper. Smile.
Oh, okay. So you guys have a
Start pushing main.
Junkrat now,
Yeah.
and so the idea is build an early Riptire, try and win off the back of that.
Sure.
Hmm.
It's just
No, I think our plan was
We're
Junkrat.
going, we're going heavy. We're going heavy burst, and
Always just hold left click and kills stuff with damage.
Junkrat, boom, boom. We win.
But I think like, okay, so the problem I think that Junkrat has when you're not trying to just like hold a place down and play defensively is that like to get okay, so I think first of all it's hard to deal spam damage on this point. Like I think even Pharmacy has trouble here just because like they can kind of hold on point and sort of what you guys were talking about with like the Baptiste strategy, they can literally just hold corners and take natural cover. But Junkrat also kind of gets like run over really easily. So it's another risk of running him
Yeah,
here.
they're still high ground.
Alright, we're moving in. Go in behind point. Go in behind point. Right side.
Okay, so they just missed the rotation and let you guys on. That's nice.
Focus Ryan.
Trying behind him.
I got like.
I'm shattered.
Oof. This time.
They grab, kill grab.
Ooh, oh my god, that charge scares me.
Breaks on me.
a lot of lazy charges scare me.
low
Smile.
health.
Not gonna lie, I think every
Break one.
single one
Break.
is scary.
Got the demon.
What's the cooldown on charge?
Got the
Briggs
Rhino.
in
I think
our
we're
team.
12
seconds.
They're right
How
the
do you
trap.
like
Right
unbind
Ryan,
the
look at me. Look at me.
charge laser?
10
Actually,
seconds.
not how.
We
Just
take this. They're Ryan half, dude.
I
We've
wish
killed
to play a
himself.
game.
Rhino
Did
pin,
anyone
Rhino
see
pin.
that?
Okay, so
Break
you did pick
Break
up
in
a
the
Pharah.
corner.
That's I think
Break.
that was a
Break.
decent swap.
More targets, more targets.
Lucio down.
Eh,
Zarya, no
Zarya?
personal.
I get it. You're trying to limit their ult charge
Zarya's low.
because I mean the
Get
fight's
this break,
basically
get this
won,
break. Okay. Point. Diva on point.
and you're gonna get it in overtime
Diva's
anyway.
one.
So taking it fast doesn't really matter.
We lose.
We
We lose this.
Blocking.
I don't remember if we did.
What?
Yeah,
What
we
the?
lose.
solo
Either
grab
that or we
here.
pulled
Break in the
some
corner.
shit out of our
Break.
ass.
No, we lose
No, we
this.
definitely lose this.
More targets, more targets.
Lucio down.
Zarya, no
Zarya?
personal.
No, not Pargo.
Yeah, the Zarya should have been, and
Sorry, got armor pack, dude.
You're-
Dan's game.
well,
Get
but
off goats.
I think your Lucio also booped the Zarya to safety off the point.
Thank
I don't
you.
think I booped
Thank you,
there.
Benson.
By the way.
I mean,
No, it's
hold on.
getting-
We can listen for the audio cue, but I'm pretty sure.
Lucio down.
Zarya, no
Zarya?
personal.
I mean, she gets knocked from. I don't know who knocks her, but it's from here to where she is now. So it's some
Message.
kind of cooldown being used on her.
Maybe it was
Zarya's low. Get this
the,
break. Get this break.
with the charge momentum.
Point. Diva on point.
No, that was like way earlier.
Diva's
Come
one.
on.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, we got two.
Let's
We
see.
lose this then.
I can Valk into it.
Blocking.
I have never made a mistake on
can beat
Lucio
when I
in
get
my
back.
life, dude.
Shut up, Benson.
Oh, fuck. He had grab for me.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
she
True.
survived.
Not
She did
me.
die.
This was just a focus fire issue.
She only survived because she got armor pack.
I
Yeah,
can't do
we're
it.
at
If we
99
killed the
still.
Zarya, it would have been a very different fight.
When you guys are
We
up like
did.
this though, armor pack shouldn't even be relevant. You guys should be like just melting
We're not up.
anyone.
No, we're not up. We were like
We
three
were.
down before
At
that
this
even happened.
point?
No, look at the kill feed. Yeah, go back
We-
a little bit.
We were.
Oh, your
Yeah, kill-
Lucio went down. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Zarya's
killed.
low. Get this break. Get
We
the.
lose Farah.
And you lost your
Wait,
Pharah. Okay. Okay, so but what I'm saying is like
Farah
At
shouldn't
this
have been on
point.
point.
at the point where I am here,
Alright,
where
break
your
next.
Pharah's barraging.
No Junkrat.
I think we.
Break in the corner. Get break.
we're
I see
even,
4 for them, I think.
More targets, more
Then-
targets.
Sorry, behind you. Sorry,
Lucio.
We're up.
Lucio down. Zarya?
Then Farah dies.
Farah dies,
Zarya's
Mercy
low.
dies.
Get this break, get
And
this
then we're
break.
even.
Okay.
And then
Diva's
point.
one,
Diva on point.
Lucio, Mercy.
No, we're
Diva's
down.
one.
I think the Zarya is a higher value target.
No,
than-
we weren't down. They
die.
just
You're
got
rocking.
back.
You know, there's
It was like.
I can beat when I get back.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah, look at her,
pretty
yeah,
even
she's
fight
over
for the
there.
most
Never
part.
mind.
For me.
It was
I'm
even.
sorry,
They just
point.
had more ults, and then they
Yeah,
got
we're
back.
at 99 stall if you can. Stay on point, stay on point.
I can't.
Alright.
I mean, okay,
Bodied.
my point is
C9
that you
over
guys
here.
should have been able to win that with focus fire. Like you absolutely should have.
Yeah, no, we should have.
Alright.
I don't think
You
anyone
go
was
next.
calling one specific target.
You guys kind of were. I think Lazy was calling like Lucio, but Lucio died quickly, and then
Lazy
a couple
was, but no
people
one
were
was-
calling
no one was
Zarya
calling
being high
Zarya.
charge. But
I
then
was trying to
when she got pushed
tell
off point, then everyone was kind of like, well, you know, like we can't really chase her off point. We're trying to secure point, right? So that's part of the issue of sort of the fact that letting her get away with high charge made it a little bit more difficult.
Was so bad there.
Yeah.
We're warming up.
I also should have.
But yeah, so I'm gonna look to see sort of what the
should've
focus
put- I
fire
should've
looks
put
like,
defense on
especially on
Mercy,
a
I
map
should've
like
gone
Sanctum.
We didn't have enough heals. Yes, yeah.
I'll hit
Okay,
fire.
so we're on
Do
Shrine.
we want to run the triple DPS here?
Yeah, we're doing triple DPS. Run ball.
Yeah, I remember this. This does not go well for me.
Lazy ball.
This
From my perspective.
Tracer.
this
Sombra
is
might be
just
good if they
some
run it.
kind of. This is either like a
Yeah, run
completely
Sombra.
hit or miss map for us. I'm pretty
I
sure.
guess they never miss.
Stop. Go away.
So
Okay.
what's the Hanzo doing here? Is the Hanzo like holding high ground like on that like top left perch there? Is that the idea?
I
Yeah,
think
Hanzo holds left high.
So
ground.
once
Yeah.
we
I don't
cap
think we've even
point,
talked about that.
once
to be
we
honest.
cap point, Hanzo holds top. Sombra holds from Elephant to like the area in front of point.
Okay.
Tracer holds
Me and
directly in front of
Ball
point.
hold point.
Who's the other DPS? Farah? Farah is like
Yeah.
in the.
No, Sombra.
Farah plays.
No,
Farah
I
plays
already
Elephant
said Sombra.
Tower.
I think I'm on
Farah,
Sombra. Yeah, I'm
Sombra,
on
Farah,
Sombra.
Tracer, Hanzo. Farah plays in the sky and Ball kind of roams. Mercy stays with
Well,
DPS,
Ball-
I think.
Ball
Hey,
holds
this-
point and
This is what's
just
dumb.
places them and keeps them like.
We made
He
lazy
keeps them
swaps.
open so
Like,
that our DPS can focus fire them up front.
made different support swaps.
But the biggest thing for Hanzo is putting down burst
Still
damage and
on
also
goats.
scouting. Is
Yeah,
you do
this is.
Yeah, I take 1,000 damage.
I remember.
Yep,
how
they-
fast you got fucking
They did a
incinerated.
really good job
Yeah,
there.
I don't know about that one, lazy.
They used their cooldowns really well.
I
You just
mean,
have to scout there, and you can't like if you see that they
it
have
was
some-
just collapsed on it. Didn't we scout that it was ghosts?
They're chasing ball.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys like were a goats team.
I
Yeah.
think the
Yeah, do you
important
have
thing.
anything to say about that, Toots?
What if them being a
Goats
goats team? I mean,
Omega
it's
Wolf?
the strongest comp right now. Like I can't I wouldn't get too mad at them for running it. Especially
Yeah, I mean,
it's a comp that's
Wait,
also
wait.
very difficult to play well.
Legit question though, legit question. What's the actual team SR?
Their team?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Wait, weren't you there?
This is not my team.
no, this
No.
This isn't.
this
isn't
wasn't
the scrim against
the
Dudes.
yeah, this isn't the
We-
Thursday scrim.
Oh,
Yeah.
what scrim is this?
This is from like.
Not
a week
sure.
and a half ago?
It
This
looks
is
like
a
the
while-
23rd.
Oh,
it
me-
is.
This is like a while ago.
Oh, I thought this was okay.
a
Never
minute
mind.
ago.
It's like
No.
a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, never mind. Continue.
Alright,
Um,
sorry, I thought it
okay,
was pretty recent.
So my point is, the way to evaluate this play, I think, lazy, is to think about what the optimal outcome is. Like, what do we think can happen here that would make this worth it? And I think your DPS are going to have trouble following you in because none of them have the mobility to catch up with you here. And so it's like, even if you land that slam, like the opportunity for follow up is pretty minimal, I think. So I think like this kind of slam is kind of like it's okay in some situations, but you're gonna want it to be in a place where your Farah and Hanzo and ideally your Sombra can follow up. And I think the way you guys might want to start trying to play this is to kind of let them get in a little bit and let your Sombra get into a position before you start to actually like hard engage. And that way, sort of, you're working off the back of a hack. It's like, okay, well, if we hack the Diva, then obviously our Farah can go in, deal down heavy damage, and then, Ball is just either cooperating with CC or following up with damage.
Ball, they're chasing ball.
Holy shit, that was a lot of focus. I
Hello.
just got deleted.
Diva's hacked right now.
I
Yeah, I'm hitting Diva.
I'm on point still.
Diva break weak.
we either
Okay, you guys are down 2.
Yeah, I don't think we
Sorry,
pull
solo
this one
charge.
out, but I think next fight.
Shouldn't have even pushed this,
On
I
the
don't
Rhine.
think.
I focus Ryan. Ryan on point.
Yeah, when
I
you
have
were
ult,
down
I have
2,
ult.
I would have called a reset there.
Can you ult?
But
I-
let's.
God,
Oh wow. Okay.
Can you hack Diva, Sombra?
Yeah.
I'm just
Make
getting
a
hard
ult.
focused.
I don't
Things
have
go
it.
very bad for ball.
I think we should get off, like, here. I think we should get off
Antil's on
Hanzo
point. I got bashed.
and go, like, Junkrat, maybe.
She's
I
hacked,
think
but
I think
too late.
Hanzo has trouble
Not too late, fuck
here. I mean, I think like Hanzo. That's the thing. It's like Hanzo can always be kind of good, and so it's like if you're gonna hold top left with him, like I could see him ostensibly being good, but he can be played around, right? Like,
Yeah, but I don't think Nexus was playing top left. So,
Hmm.
That's another thing is with yeah, I mean there he is in mid right here. Um,
uh-huh.
that's been our biggest problem with this comp is getting people to like play their zones correctly. I think we need to just like
Yeah, I
specifically.
think we need-
Going with like an overhead, like I think like sort of like sitting down as a team and being like, okay, well let's look at an overhead of the map and figure out where we want to put people. I think that's
Mhm.
extremely helpful, and you guys might want to try doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
especially like with this comp, I think this comp can work extremely well.
Yeah, yeah,
On
this
this
comp,
map,
yeah,
but it needs to be coordinated. And we need to understand what we're doing, especially against goats. Like
very
getting
much.
picks is a lot more difficult, but it's also an effective way to just like delete a support immediately and kind of
Yeah.
crippling goats.
Well,
if we
and
do it
it's
right.
like, I mean, a lot of the times for a comp like this, you're playing for ults too. Like you're just kind of like playing for an early race to ults. Because a lot of times you're gonna have difficulty out pressuring goats. Like goats just kind of like, they win that for the most part.
The
But,
the reason I like this so much against goats on this map is that it's very easy for us to build up our ults and keep getting damage off of them
Mhm.
while most of us stay out of their reach
yeah,
and stop them from building their ults.
right. And lazy, if you're listening to that, that is why you should be playing more slowly. And so anytime, like for my team, whenever we have a Pharah Mercy on the team, like I always tell my Reinhardt, you should never be the first to engage here. You should be only going in when it's very clear that
that?
we have an advantage from the damage we've laid down. Because it's like
Okay.
that you just
It clicked. Yeah.
rely on the pressure. Like just rely on your Pharah to get value, rely on your Hanzo to get value, and then go in when you see an opportunity.
I've always been playing with the opposite perspective, where the tank has to make space for the DPS
Sure.
to make shots.
I
Well,
definitely
the
think,
nice
yeah.
the nice thing about this setup on this map though is that we already kind of have the space because goats has to play together, and most of our like pretty much all of our DPS can just stay out of their range and like wail on.
Mm.
Okay, let's regroup.
Those are some picks. I should have held it. I might actually go into Ana here. Well, no, we need
Yeah,
Ana.
that
We
was
need
my
Ana
bad.
Mercy, not Lucio Mercy.
Watch
We could have
the
had that if I
sim
had.
use
Diva's
barrage
still out of mech
for
if we
some
can
reason.
get on real quick.
wait. Can you pause?
Mhm.
What healers do you think we need here?
I mean, okay, we've got Pharah, so an easy call is Sombra, or I'm sorry, is Mercy here. Lucio, I think you guys are running Lucio, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think Lucio is like a perfectly acceptable choice. I think Ana, you might have more difficult, like, and so we're talking about replacing the Lucio, right? Because like Mercy
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, Sim
so good
wants,
here.
Sim just gets all pissy when we don't do like the comp he thinks is going
When you don't do what?
like the comp he thinks we should be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so that's another thing then that you guys want to start trying to figure out. So like something that I've seen other teams do and something that we do is have like literally just a spreadsheet that has like all the comps that we run on each map on each point and maybe a couple backups sort of. And the idea there is that like we have on the record the current composition that we think is best on that map, right? And then you just let the meta decide. It's like, okay, well, people aren't really running goats here as much anymore, so maybe we'll back off a little bit on the spam damage and, maybe start thinking about our dive options or something like that. So it's like you want to have a fixed composition as a starting point so that you can start to make permutations and then keep track of that. Because personally, I can't fucking keep track of any of our comps unless I have them all written down. So like you guys might want to start with sort of like being like, okay, well, it's like, well, this is what's on the sheet, so let's go with this for now, and then we'll make either adjustments in scrim or we'll evaluate how they did after the scrim and then change it from there. I think Zen is potentially an option for you guys. Just also, just super heavy damage. Discord Orb is great, and it gives you guys a defensive ult. So I think like this is a composition that spreads out a little bit more, and so it's not totally necessary. But having a defensive ult is nice because you know that they're playing for Grav.
My concern with Zen on this, and I guess we could put him on the high ground, but my concern with Zen is that he wouldn't really have anybody to protect him.
But it's goats. and you guys are playing
That's
two
fair.
counter goats specifically. It's like they're not going to run off point and chase your Zen. Your Zen can literally just wait off point.
The diva might.
Maybe, but like your Sombra then should have a translocator by your Zen.
That's fair.
Hack
We
anyone on the
could-
5 head.
hack anyone on the way.
We could actually perch him on the high ground on back left.
Yeah,
And if the diva does go after him,
yeah, you
Sombra
translocate
hacks
back.
her, we pick the
Exactly.
diva.
It's super like that's okay. So that's a strategy that we run anytime we run Sombra, and I would definitely recommend that you guys start doing that because it allows you to have like potentially like what you would think of as more traditionally risky picks, and you're getting much more synergy with Sombra. But that's just one
We don't need
option.
Lucio here.
I don't
Like,
think
we're
there's
not
a problem
speeding
with
on anything.
Lucio,
We need
for the
good,
record.
like, more healing.
I'll just say that much.
Demented, you wanna go?
And I don't think Ana gets a
Yeah,
ton of
yeah,
value in
Okay,
place
we're
of
swapping.
Lucio.
Here's the goal things.
What am I going?
On to Ana, you go Mercy.
We can. Yeah, wait, lazy.
Why are we
Yeah,
switching our Mercy
I'm just
No.
poking, trying to
Oh,
help.
okay. So we. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I
So
don't understand Sim. He goes, go Anna Mercy, and then he goes, why are we switching?
well,
Hmm.
the real issue I see here is that your Ana is the one, or your Mercy had to switch to Ana, and then your Lucio switched to Mercy.
Because
Our
I would have
Demented
swapped
doesn't
to.
play Anna.
I do. I
You
play
do?
all supporters.
I mean, you guys should be
I
able
don't
to play
guess.
any role. Like you should. I'm sorry, I shouldn't
Yeah.
be saying it like that. But what I mean is that like in a pinch, you guys should expect your like the support should be flexible enough to not lose ult economy.
I don't know, I guess Augustus is just our local Anna player.
Wow.
Because I mean, I was gonna swap to Ana when I was going to, and then
I would say that would
he
be
swapped,
ideal.
so I
mean,
went
yeah.
Mercy.
Because like
I didn't
Valk
even-
is actually something that's really nice to engage with, and it seems like you guys are kind of having trouble initiating. So Valk is like, to reset the timer on that is just giving them sort of free percentage here.
I just shouldn't have run Lucio in the first place. It's okay. We're figuring this
Are,
out.
are we together?
Alright, I can EMP. I can EMP this fight.
Diva's far left side out of mech. I've got shots on her.
Alright, I'll try and. I gotta get the Lucio in it. Where's Lucio?
Okay, I'm rolling.
Oh,
Can't
that's
get
Brig
around
is
Brig.
all.
Number.
That Brig has been all over you,
Diva,
yeah.
Diva, Diva, Diva.
That's a good hack.
Yeah.
Oh, he's behind Ryan the wall, split. dude. Right side. Diva out of mech.
Oh, that's an okay. Yeah, I was gonna
Massive
say.
minds,
Got the
baby.
Ryan?
Ryan down. Yeah, I know. I didn't hit
Gotta
the
get the break,
center.
get the
Like
break, get the break on point.
for some reason, my tether there like moved really slowly. I don't know why.
So if I'm you, if
No,
I'm
I'm transparent. I'm not the best ball. I've been getting better
Yeah.
with him.
I'm yeah, my ball is trash too. Everyone's ball is trash. Like ball's super hard to play well.
What are you talking about?
Beetle.
My ball is top 500 material.
Nice,
Chief.
dude. Congratulations. So okay, so one place I would think to put mines here would be okay, so it's like the thing you should be thinking about as ball here. So I think you're thinking a little bit too linearly. I think you're thinking sort of like Reinhardt thinks. Like I'm going to walk at them and I'm going to deal damage and we're going to win the fight. But ball, you just got to start like thinking weirdly. And so it's like I would probably consider going around here, rolling up these steps and dropping mines there so that they literally don't have an escape route when they back up onto point. And so the thing you want to keep in mind is where they're going to be because like the place where you're oh Jesus Christ.
Roll 18.
Okay, cool. The place
Wait,
where
what
you're
was the
going
Jesus
to
Christ?
put mines here because I clicked a different place in the video and I thought it would take us there, but thank God QGG isn't that responsive. But so
Thank
like
God this is badly programmed.
exactly. But so even here, like where the like so you see the same thing as me, right? Like you're swinging on the Lucio here.
Yeah.
Even here, you're still not deep enough to cover where they've retreated to with the mines. And so you're just
Gotcha.
blocking off the point. You want them to run into you absolutely want them to run into the mines, and so you want to be putting them out ahead of where they have to run.
Diva out of mech.
Got the Ryan?
Ryan
All right.
down.
That was yeah, I mean
We gotta get the break. Get the break.
yeah, also the dropping the mines there is not a synergistic play with your Pharah barraging them in the same place, right? Because they're running away from the mines, and that also is better for them because the barrage is also coming from the same exact place. So this is another place where having someone calling how the ult should be used is helpful because you could have mined the front and had your Pharah ready in the back to barrage them as they run off point.
Get the
Like,
break on point.
especially because
They're all
with,
anti-teed.
and you know,
Zarya's one. Zarya's
Sorry,
one.
sorry,
I'm not
sorry,
one to
sorry, on
shit
point,
talk
she's
him,
one.
but he kind of hasn't called any time that he's willing to barrage, and he just kind of done it.
Yeah, well, I mean, but if you
Every
guys don't
time.
have someone who's like that's their responsibility, like you can't expect anyone to do
Well,
anything
I mean,
other.
it's not even like a super like he needs to be constantly telling us.
Oh, you're saying he just doesn't
Oh,
announce
that's
when
it.
he's going to use
Yeah,
it?
he never.
Dude, it's
says
something about
anything
Pharah
about his
players.
barrages.
Every Pharah player I've ever had on a
Every
team,
fucking
No.
Pharah,
every
dude.
Pharah player I've coached does not. It's just something that you have to keep constantly reminding them of, and that's okay.
Save that Sombra's ass.
Okay, the point.
Yeah, I'm on point.
Let's see here.
D.Va has
Focus
bomb.
Rhine.
Okay, so another thing that I'm
It's all way to
seeing.
dodge a shatter.
Well, the thing that I'm seeing here is that like we're not getting a lot of. So one of the things that Hamster does really well against compositions like this on control point is that he forces the team to rotate to point, and the idea is that you bait them onto the point so that your Sombra and Pharah especially can get value from them, like with a hack and or just heavy rocket damage. And I'm not hearing any of that being set up. Like you're contesting point and threatening a cap, but they just run on for free because no one's ready to like do anything to them for like about that. It's like everything is kind of like just everyone is doing their own thing, it sort of feels like.
D.Va's hacked.
Dude, where'd my mind go?
C9, dude.
Move back in.
We could have won that too, dude, if we just touched.
Sorry, I didn't get back to it in time.
No.
I must have gotten DM'd on it. Yeah. Her, but by
She
the
got
time
the
I
armor
got there, I
pack.
know I was the only one on it.
It's weird because we call
Okay, so Sanctum, Arisa Hog. What DPS do you guys run here? Hanzo?
If we get
Oh, double
like,
sniper.
We're probably doing either Hanzo Ash or Hanzo Widow. No, he wanted to stay on Pharah because they were goats.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
Shouldn't you go junk here instead?
Okay,
I think
focus
Pharah's
on what we're doing
better.
here. Do we want to go right side?
Just because Pharah is like a little bit safer and yeah, it's like I just think Junkrat kind of tends to get run over if the goats comp like wants to focus him down. I don't think there's a lot that he can do.
Just put them in a trap.
It relies on them being okay. So goats does, or sorry, Junkrat does well against teams that are indecisive and wait too long. If they don't do that, then I don't think Junkrat gets as much value as Pharah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
but
go
just
right side,
trap
Pharah's
them,
open.
dude.
I'll drop a shield on
Forehead.
the high ground.
Okay, so we're Mercy, Lucio. Lucio's an interesting choice here, I think. I think
Demented wants the word Reddit Lucio.
boot potential. Yeah, I think like I mean if you're Lucio's good at hitting those, then go for it.
That's the only thing I'm good at.
Okay, well so then that's fine.
Well, another big thing here is like he helps
Speed
the Arisa-
rotations. Yeah.
he helps the Arisa like rotate, but we don't do it.
Big fool.
Alright, D.Va's out of mech. Winston going outside. Winston's low.
Okay.
Zarya behind, guys.
I don't know what their team is doing.
Zarya's alone in the back.
They're in our
They're
spawn.
best. They end up spawn camping us later
Go
on.
to point, go to point.
Okay, so we've got two people on point.
Baby D.Va.
Actually, no, wait. I don't
We
think
get
it's this
eventually.
match.
That's fine.
Yeah,
And the Zarya is still in our
We're
spawn.
spending way too long back there.
I don't think it's this match. There's a different one though where we got
I mean,
spawn
they were
camp.
staggered though.
I think it's fine that you're sending people there. You definitely don't want to risk the Zarya picking anybody off.
I don't see
Yeah,
any.
I mean, ugh.
Okay, let's see.
They're going right side.
like if it was just like a baby diva, it would have been one thing, but it was two of them, so
Mhm.
that was big picks for us.
Okay, so we're going right side. I'm guessing our DPS are probably pretty close to ults here.
Yeah, they were putting it.
And all we know is what side they're going here. I don't think anyone has a very no one has a unified idea of what we want to do to respond to that. So in this moment, what do you guys think is what's the optimal way to deal with where they're going and how they're entering on a
Wait,
point?
where are they going?
I think we should.
Someone
move,
calls right side here.
I think we should move the tanks across the gap to the right side.
Okay, so you're saying hold the steps on the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what we actually do is push into the left.
Wait, do you want to hold Where do you want to hold Augustus?
Steps
I
on
think-
the coast side, like where that
Yeah.
mega is.
I think we need to rotate our Orisa.
You want to
right.
hold on the mega stairs.
I want to rotate them. I want to make them have to chase us while the DPS like chop them down.
What do you mean? They would just go to point.
Uh,
But if they go to point right now, anyways, they're just gonna run our Orisa over. is what I would
No,
expect.
if we all went over, I think we're talking about the same thing. You're talking about the steps coming out of the mega, right?
mm-hmm.
Wouldn't they just go to point?
You can rotate, and you can have someone.
Not fast enough.
Okay, so they're, I mean, they're going to point either way. The
Yeah.
thing that's going to stop them is the damage from you guys. And so I honestly think you want to be thinking here about sort of how we deal heavy damage and make opportunities happen before they even get to point. Like, because if they're on point, I mean, I'm not sure. Were they running dive goats here?
Yes.
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
make it to
they
point,
are.
there's a good chance if you guys don't drop ults, they just beat you here, just because that's dive goats. But like, so what you need to make sure that you're doing with comps like this, like non-goats comps against goats comps, is how do we win the fight before they take it like to our front door? And
I
so,
say
yeah.
there we play on the stairs right behind us. Like on the top of the stairs.
Like
right
the
behind
backup
us.
point, basically.
Yes.
Okay, that's one option, I think.
Because if they dive, they either have to dive, in which they only have 2 people there for a couple seconds, or they have to just like walk towards us for a couple more seconds, which is more seconds with damage.
Yeah, or I'd say like I'm just trying to think like realistically like their best option. If you guys hold back a point, I think they probably take the closet up here and try and get you from there, but then you guys should just be counter rotating the whole time
Yeah.
anyways. But those are the things that it would be helpful to have like someone calling like with some clear plan of what they want to happen in this fight. But really also what I'm thinking is like we need to set our fair up here. Like right over here. Like just to get heavy value firing down onto these guys. And Sim may be doing that already. But I guess we'll see what happens here. But that's definitely one thing that you sort of want to be capitalizing on with your composition. It's like, how do we give Farah the most value if you're running Farah?
Am I going left?
They're going left.
Okay, so they're taking
They're
left.
just peeking right now. Oh, they're going left side. They're going
Yeah,
left
left.
side full. I got the
Nice
aggro.
pick. We're trying
Nice.
to get out now. Oh god.
Oh, I was gonna say your hog's dead here,
Push
right?
him here.
Yeah, like that was
Moving up
he
behind
flew
you,
so
Hog.
far.
We can't push too far.
Yeah.
Because
We
they're
don't
way
have a
too
push
low
comp.
than us. They're way too low. We want to hold point. Just hold point.
Spin me back to point.
You should have called that pull, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be nice if your hog and Orisa were comboing here, because you could have yoinked that diva right out.
We're gonna have too much trouble rotating.
If we can, let's burn Diva and then
Okay.
go for the barrage.
Okay, that's a solid plan there. That's
Winston,
yeah.
Winston.
What was the first part?
DMAC
Forward
try and
barrage?
pressure diva so that there's no matrix.
I mean, DM's up right now.
Um,
So once it
Just-
goes down, it's 2
Just go
seconds.
through
to
it,
pull off.
dude.
the other thing is I don't think I've heard anything about their ults being called here, so right now I don't think anyone is prepared for anything specific to be dropped from them.
They're gonna primal. Oh, we're
Alright,
not.
Diva next.
Diva.
I mean, you guys are winning this
dead.
fight before
Get
they
the
can
break.
even
Yeah, we
use
want- we
ults.
want-
I got purpled.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I
Wait,
think
did they-
just
Yeah, you guys should be
more
Maybe
best
Diva
still.
in Cubby.
recently we've
No
big
more ults,
barrage.
Just Zarya.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Diva
was-
now. Diva now.
That
Burn her
Lucio's
pearl, burn her pearl.
super dead though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got her for that. I got that credit.
he's not coming back.
I've got bongos for next fight.
Okay.
Once they start pushing in, I'm gonna drop them on high ground.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good call.
Just gonna go for
Search healing and then damage. Augustus, pay attention to the heal bar.
We're really
I'm
split
dropping
right
shield
now.
back to Nexus.
Okay.
Alright, bongos.
Oi.
Winston.
Let's heal on point. Break bubble, break bubble.
Fucking hell.
Ah,
Oh, how does the Diva not get booped, dude?
I actually, so I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this idea of just backing off, giving them the point, and then just being like, okay, take the point. We're just gonna like out pressure you, win, and we are at 99%, so like we just have to win one fight at this point.
We We didn't all
Yeah.
back out though. That's the
Right, right.
Yeah, I think we fuck up because I think the people that are still here stay there, and we don't back up
Well,
at all.
you're running an Orisa comp, right? And it's like, so this is your primary defense, and no one is using shield right now. So like
Yeah.
the synergy from this
Well,
composition
I
is
think
non-existent.
Nexus is over here with me at this point.
Nexus is, but it's
Right,
just
but
Nexus.
yeah,
You called
not
that you were
enough.
putting your shield back there. I think it's on everyone else that they didn't back up.
But yeah, so like especially it's like if we're kind of playing like let's just deal heavy damage because they have to walk out onto point. Like I think this is like a fine play. It's just everybody needs to be on board and it needs to be called. And everybody needs to have sort of a clear understanding of like what the goal is.
I don't know.
Uh,
Alright, not our fight, not our fight. We
Oof.
don't take that.
Oh, man, that bubble
We're
saved
down
me.
2 already.
no,
That was
I
a good
think we
that was a
still
good call for
back out.
reset.
Yeah, like,
Putting in good damage for ult.
Hold on fire. Oh, shit.
We made a
What?
beat. We made
Fire,
a beat.
yeah,
I don't know what he was beating.
Back.
I guess just an aggressive.
Get out,
beat.
get out.
I was gonna say like so the thing I was gonna say is like I'm surprised that they didn't push you guys immediately after they
yeah,
took that.
that's what I assumed happened.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
We
weird
were
that they
just kind of poking and getting ult.
Yeah, if they take that fight like right here, like they should probably just be steamrolling
Yeah,
you guys
right
from
after,
here.
then we get shit on.
We're down 2 already.
See, but I think we also shouldn't have gone back up.
Putting in good damage for ult.
Should have just gotten out.
Oh, of course, yeah. The call, whoever called the reset, that was a good call.
We made a beat. We made
Fire,
a beat.
yeah,
You did.
Back.
This was tactical. They were trying to get their beat up.
Yeah, I mean, it
It was
worked.
their only defensive.
Worth it.
Cause
got
it
the
was
break.
like,
Got break, Pagu.
I think
We have
since we didn't back up, as soon as I
Diving or hog?
did my rollout and got back, I got shredded instantly again.
Mhm.
Alright, we need to
And
stop
just
diving.
said royal charge.
Yeah, we're good.
Zarya's far right side. Push to the open side again. They coming in behind us?
Ana one.
Win Nexus.
Got the Lucio. That's
Alright,
huge.
Winston.
That's
Focus Winston.
Diva ulting.
okay. That Winston doesn't know how to
Anyone?
juggle you.
Monkey primal the
Winston primaling in the reset.
Their monkey's insane, dude. What do you mean?
Well, he should have punished the early fortify, but he wasn't able to.
I should have held it.
Yeah, and there's us use 2 ults while we're down.
Go for speed.
You guys are winning this though.
Go for speed,
Wow.
go for speed. We get to
Yeah.
And your hog
Somehow.
should be
I should be back
okay
soon.
here.
Alright, Winston.
I should be back soon.
It's
Winston,
your
Winston,
Orisa that I'm worried about.
Winston down. Lucio.
Lucio,
He's
Lucio.
fine.
Oh my god, he's one. I can't get the shot on him. Alright, Brig next.
Lucio, dead.
That's a good. I think that's a good haul. You're just trying to kill her early.
Diva.
Amphiles.
Oh, I got booped.
Zarya break here.
Unlucky.
Both half.
It was good that you try to get the you got a shield back up.
Diva.
As you were falling.
Amphiles.
We're getting the picks.
Break.
I think we do actually win this.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure this was
I'd
on
be
that.
amazed if we lose this by now.
Zarya.
Here, I probably would have just swapped the
Zarya
speed.
needs to die. Way too high charge.
Like it's overtime. I think we should just gone ball here. Just get back faster.
Lucio dead.
Yeah.
Zarya still on
What
the
do you
left.
mean, dude?
Alright,
Harris is fucking zooming.
Okay, we took
She's got 4 legs. She moves faster than
What a
anybody.
god,
So,
dude.
so that I would say was better. Definitely felt like you guys had like more of an idea of what you guys wanted to do as a team, and I think it showed. I also think that you guys also played your comp better than they played theirs, so that was another factor. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, so I don't want to eat up all your time, but it looks like we have 2 more maps to look at. Is it Eichenwald both sides?
Eichenwald is just the attack.
And then there's another one that's is
I'd
not.
be okay. I'd be okay with just looking at the other one. It's also from this day, and it's one where deputy's in, so we can get some
Pagu.
deputy in it too.
Wait, you said the timestamp was 104?
Timestamp is,
Or is it-
104. That's
Why
the-
isn't defense in it?
It actually does look
I
like
think the
defense.
recording fucked up.
Here.
Oh,
so-
is it defense?
It's
Alright,
defense
then
for
it's defense.
Eichenwald, yeah.
We can do defense or we can do attack.
Put
Yeah,
me
then
in,
It's up-
coach.
It's up
It
to
was
you
one
guys.
of them, but
I have a link ready for
Do we,
both.
do
So
we
this
have a
is-
confirmed scrim?
We do.
Okay.
All right.
What was the other one I sent you? The other one I sent you.
I thought that was it not? Was there more than 3?
2, 3. It was just like, oh wait, is it? Oh, that one is also Eichenwald.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah, the
two of
Twitch
them
one.
were Eichenwald, so I got them confused.
Yeah, the
But yeah,
Twitch
yeah.
one was Eichenwald defense.
Okay, that's what happened.
Okay, so which would you like me to do, attack or defense?
So let's see, who's in this one? On this one, this is Nexus Sim Deputy. Okay, I think actually let's actually do the Twitch one because that one is also done from spectator mode.
Okay.
So we'll actually have a better.
Yeah, that's actually
view.
ideal.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's do the Twitch one.
Okay, so I will post the link now.
You got to open like a new room for it.
Yeah, I'm
It's all good, man.
Yeah, I'm not the craziest about QGG.
I mean, it's fine. It's better than all right. Everybody click the video at the same time and push play now.
Huge mouse cam, dude.
You saw that?
My favorite thing about this is the map where Weave's not playing. So
you're just gonna see his iPhone, his big ass fucking mouse pad, the whole game, dude.
Heck yeah.
it's actually unfortunate that we're not
Oh wait,
that he's not playing this map.
do I
Just
gotta
copy-
refresh?
I haven't started it yet because it's gonna
Oh.
every time someone gets in, I think it's gonna like reset the video. So I'm just
There's-
waiting.
There's Deputy in match chat like always.
Alright. Oh wait, I don't see it.
He moved it, but it was just you saying, "I have an essay due tomorrow."
Oh, what day was that?
Just in case they were fucking curious, dude.
Just in case, if they could help me out. If any of them are from what's that website called? Where you can, like,
Edgy
pay
birdie,
to have-
dude. Edgy birdie.
What's that website where you can pay for professors? To,
Hey,
like,
do you guys-
Edgy birdie.
Do you guys
I
know
don't.
anything about mitochondria?
What are you saying, dude?
Deputy, we need you in here.
I'm. Is it a new link?
Oh, you're refreshing.
It's a new
And
link.
you-
It's a new
yeah.
link
in general.
Am I retarded?
Yes. Now click it.
Shut up.
Okay, we got everybody. Cool.
You.
Okay,
Crank
so we're
that
jumping to
Soulja Boy.
104.
Oh, yeah, we're all
Soldier boy up in the hole. Let me crank. Let me
If you're not at
roll.
104, then you should probably refresh.
If you're not on fire,
Superman
you're
in the
gone.
hole, now watch me do. Crank that stuff, now watch me do.
It's showing up right for me.
Coolio.
All right, shit. Everybody remember to turn your volume on.
Huh.
It's already
Oh,
on.
look.
Wait, why don't I hear it?
Probably solo tank is the best bet.
All right. Try to keep
If
lazy
you're
up.
planning on running,
My
No,
fucking
you're
voice. What
fucking-
the fuck?
Your troll
I can also
picks,
run
dude.
DPS if we want.
Unfortunate.
If we wanna do it
Deputy
with
on
quad DPS.
Junkrat. Let's go.
Yeah, but then we don't have a tank.
You need tanks.
Do we
That's,
need a
that's
tank?
what quad DPS is.
We don't need tanks.
What
We're
do you
going.
mean?
Well, generally it's with
DPS
a
is
ball.
one
and
You get a
one
ball.
sword.
Yeah, so again,
We actually
The-
ran it.
We alright.
This is an amazing
We
perspective.
actually
This
of
is
our
read
the
game.
it.
kind of shit that like is super scuffed about our team.
Wait, is it watching
Yeah.
the final point? For you guys?
Because we'll
Yes.
joke about shit and then end up accidentally running it.
oh, is this
like
okay?
this. Diva.
I'm on junk,
right side.
dude. Hog.
Okay, so you guys are attacking here. Okay, so I think
Dumbass.
Why am I on Junkrat?
You're a fucking idiot. That's why.
honestly the Reinhardt here is the thing that makes the least sense.
Yeah, because we're
I-
like, oh yeah, we can run
Here there are-
quad if Lazy plays DPS. So let's just not run with a ball at all, is what someone was trying to say. And then
That's
we
what I was
just
saying,
didn't
is I
swap
was like,
anything.
That's what I was saying. Is I was like, well, we should be running this with a ball.
You guys need to find a comp for every map that you guys can agree on and
This
write it
is
down.
the comp. Okay.
All right.
Composition.
The funny thing is, we take first point.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
Or
This
was
comp,
Flank,
this
give me a second.
was this one of the dumb ones?
this
where
comp
we had to
can take
reset?
No,
first
these
against
guys,
us.
like these guys, it
Yeah,
was like
we're
close,
good.
close games all day.
Getting shield back for a sec.
What day was
No,
this?
I thought this was the one that we
Was
had
this
to
Tuesday?
reset after we
Last
took
week?
it.
They're being pushed
It's
back.
like a week
This
and a
was
half.
Tuesday, like
Your
2
Ryan's-
weeks
your Ryan's
ago.
way behind you
Zen
guys.
one, Zen.
Okay, it's okay.
It's like
Oh,
Going up with
Nice.
your shot.
Nexus is
Damn.
insane.
Diva weak.
you guys are
Gotta
playing
kill
this
Steven out,
right.
gotta
Here we
kill
go,
Steven
here we
out.
go.
Reinhardt pushing, Reinhardt pushing.
Not
I don't even
Diva,
know how
Diva
we're
defense.
playing it.
They have no diva.
They're playing super
Sorry,
slow and
it's
passively,
Reinhardt
and
one,
you guys are
Reinhardt
doing a good job punishing it.
I'm on the
He's
run.
falling.
Zarya's
Falling.
charged.
Shiv! Run, Shiv!
Ryan, Ryan. How about
God,
I
he got
just
bubble, he got
stand
bubble.
on
Run
cart?
the bubble. He has the
The
bubble.
fucking Zen?
Yeah, I saw that.
Zarya needs to be a
Sorry,
priority.
next.
Oh, my screen is
This
tearing.
is so
Yo, why is he
wrong.
watching his art?
Pulley here.
Up a Ryan.
I'm not. Yeah, I was gonna say like I saw that
Zarya's almost at grab. by the
enemy
way.
Ryan
I think
died.
that's a grab. Alright, never mind.
I got to kill Pagu.
Okay, I'm gonna
Damage.
push up. I've got Shatter for next fight.
Okay, Junkrat
Diva's on high
is
ground.
Yeah,
not
I don't know
super
what to do
strong
with second point here.
strength.
Swap to dive.
Junkrat, best DPS.
Yo, now we're watching the
yeah.
real action.
They're on
I
floats.
must have tire.
Yeah, what is this POV?
Hey, what's
I don't know. He keeps going to the worst possible thing at all times. I was like, oh,
It was
cool.
like,
it's a POV, it'll be good.
wait. You wanna VOD review this? We'll show you the person getting
Yeah,
staggered.
they,
Pog
They
champion.
swap to dive.
Oh, you wanna watch the cart get
yeah.
pushed?
I think I think
They're
our
on
plan
floats.
is just to use ults and then swap.
Yeah, but what I'm not hearing
probably.
what I'm listening for here is what ones we're planning to use and where, and what we're gonna do about their grav.
Yes.
That's fair.
And those are
don't have a
again
defensive
things
ult.
that if you're shot calling, you want to address all of those things because it's like, it's like what is Streets phase? What's important about Streets phase on Eichenwald? Like what space do you really need to control?
All of
Background.
it.
Yeah, the castle. You need to control the castle,
yeah.
and so you need to be thinking about which ults you're going to be using to do that, and basically how they're going to jump down and try and grab you guys, because that's how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tire.
And
And I
like,
think-
Hey, what's
Monkey feeding.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say so one of the things Bunker does really well against a Goats comp, and one of the things that a comp like this does really well against a Goats comp is build ults, and if you can use them early enough before they can like walk up on you, then they're already doing it down, and chances are that they regroup. So like
I
the
think
goal is you keep cycling,
we
and they
were
never
doing
have an
that
opportunity
too.
to walk up on you.
Like, because I think there were a couple times, if this is the one that I'm thinking of,
Mhm.
that they were trying to like walk out, and as soon as they were coming out from like where third point starts,
Mhm.
as soon as they were coming out and trying to take castle, I think we barraged them
That's perfect.
and did like tire or some shit one of the times.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to be using this comp, where you want to be like
Yeah.
initiating super early with one of their DPS comps, because you're taking advantage of the fact that A, they have to get close to you to do anything, and B, you guys do really good, like strong range damage. And so like you can constantly, as long as you have an ult every single time that they try and walk in, you guys will just roll them here. But again,
Tire.
you need planning to
Got the Zen?
have
I
a
can't-
synchronous idea.
Just throw
I can't
tire.
really
Just
get
throw
up
tire.
Okay,
the
they
fire
just
with you guys.
literally
Any fight
die.
where you have it.
Okay.
See, I
Always the
don't
guy you can
hear
tire.
the
That's
comms on this
nice.
map.
I mean, it wasn't. Okay.
Check the volume below the
moving cart.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're just out
just-
by yourself.
Yeah, just
Mm,
change it.
mute
to
it,
the-
then
Oh,
unmute
okay.
it.
Wonder if I actually want you on
What the
Winston instead of
fuck? I like
Yeah, that was
unmuted it, but
weird.
Oh, we got
that's
6
fucking
ults.
weird. Yeah.
What's the trap? What's the trap? What's
There's
the trap?
all in
Like,
the
I'm
car.
not-
He's
Diva's
still
out of mech,
watching
Diva's
it.
out of mech.
Because
Turn
if
He wants to make
you
sure the
You're
payload
holding
makes
here.
it safely.
he's looking at
All right,
We
next
missed
fight
the
you tire.
3K.
I'm guessing
He's
it's because your
looking
Ana's
at
always
the
going to
bigger
be.
picture, dude.
Yeah, your Ana is always going to have POV on all the players and
Why
as
don't?
wall
But
hacks
he's
on
in
the
a
team.
spectator. He
I
can
think third
free
person
roam.
is third
He's
person is
probably just on
ideal.
his phone.
That's actually You're right.
I'm
This
gonna
is
put a
actually
trap at the
like
right door.
mega
hands down on the
min-maxing.
right.
Reddit when I'm in spec.
Gigantic brain.
Imagine being on Reddit, dude.
Yeah, they're all main. They're all main.
He's
They're all
applying
in
for
the
other
building.
teams.
I wouldn't
Throw
doubt
tire.
it.
Throw tire.
Okay, wait.
Would
Okay,
you want to
so
play with me?
I heard a
Serious?
call for tire here.
Yeah, they're all main. They're all main. They're all. in the
We
building.
told him. I told him to just like throw tire. Like
Throw
yeah,
tire,
throw
throw tire.
He gets. Yeah, they're gonna be
Tire
getting
now,
close.
tire
Left
now.
side, tire now.
See, okay. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I mean, it's probably fine. It's probably not too late, but again, like you wanna have an idea of when that's gonna be coming out way before this. But
Best
Now.
junk NA.
Deputy reacts quickly enough, I think.
Alright, they Yeah. muted it.
Big slam. Big slam.
big
Left
anti-
side.
Huge.
I'm massive.
And
That
you have
that
to-
dragon.
Solo grab the honor before I
Wasted
die.
grab.
Oh, what
And
was
if
that?
it's
Do it.
you-
I'm blocking.
Okay, they're
He just like.
Please.
And the big
I forgot about
bomb
that.
combo.
Did she fly into?
I booped her into
Play
the
off
ditch.
the edge?
why did Dragon come out there?
Was that ours? Oh,
That's
wow.
theirs.
Yeah. Like you guys like killed 3
Well,
with
'cause I
Riptire, you
think
shattered their whole team, and then Dragon comes out after that. And I think you
Nexus
barraged
might
it
have been
too.
Nexus might have been trying to drag in the room,
point.
and
we
we
did
didn't.
barrage.
We
Oh,
didn't
snap.
barrage.
Dude,
Barrage was still from the
I'm
3K.
blocking.
Oh, you're right. But individually,
That fucking flick.
all of those are decent plays, but we just
Ugh.
fucked our ult
Solo
economy
queue,
here.
poggers.
We
We
just got
was
all of
just-
the we just got all the supports entire. Like we won the fight.
Yeah, we shattered too.
Thank you.
We committed this though.
I'm that good. I'm that.
I like.
Dragon-
Can we
Dragon's
try to
literally
rewind
got
to
dragged.
where Dragon got
I
used?
literally.
I feel like you probably
Did she,
tried to
did
drag
she
in the room.
fly into?
I booped her into
Fly
your
off
sleep.
Okay, so what needs to be happening here is you guys figure out how you're going to be engaging on the next fight. Like this is the perfect opportunity to be doing it. And it's like, okay, it's like, so what ults are we going to have to plan around? How can we make their ult irrelevant? And like this is really the only time you have the luxury of doing that.
Please
Yeah.
I booped her into your sleep with Dustus.
That's amazing.
So like,
we're
you,
gonna
you,
bring
booped, you slept her as she was being booped.
These bubble.
That's amazing. I
They
was just
have
like, wait, how did she get over
primal.
the
They
edge?
have primal.
I
Nice.
got 10.
There he is.
Skill, by the way.
Oh man.
God damn it.
Oh, I just.
That was like a huge flick sleep too.
Damage me here, damage
God.
me here.
You mean flick grenade
Hey,
shot?
Dustus, it's in the
Oh,
past.
wait.
Flip it.
Okay, see,
can't
now
die.
what I'm going to say is like, so his typing technique, I think, really needs work here.
He's in the corner. Tito's in the corner.
Hey,
Here we go,
trap,
here we go.
trap, trap!
Oh fuck.
Did he
No
not
projectile.
know where to
Ult in your
crush
Zen?
it? What?
On the run? I got
Oh,
3.
no.
Big,
He was
big,
right
big,
side.
big.
We won this. We won this.
Sorry,
Didn't
right?
even
Sorry,
send
sorry,
They're in a
sorry.
personal. They're in a personal.
Alright, this one.
Trap,
my
first
God.
one, trap, first
He was the Lucio,
Well, Dustus, did you pick this to reveal?
one. Trap Zen, trap Zen, trap Zen.
I'm booping in, We got it.
I watched the
it.
first
Biggest
I watched the
team
first
line.
minute and I was like, yeah, this will be good. And then
Okay, we can do defense as well.
If this.
I mean, you guys straight up rolled them here. I think so.
Yeah.
Everything kind of worked out. Just
Besides the
because
fact that
they
we
had
couldn't see shit.
they just had trouble coming up with an answer to all of the damage that you guys had. So I mean, good on you guys for doing that. But I don't think they really challenged you guys in terms of sort of how you wanted or like how you needed to be sort of playing together and coordinating. You guys just kind
Yeah.
of like dumped a bunch of shit on them, and they were like, okay, well, I'm not going to use my trance. I'm not going to use my barrier. Not going to use my grav.
They're just like, oh, a tire that can like one shot hella people, dude. Let's fucking beat it.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I'm telling you,
way early,
I
dude.
am the best player we got.
So
Dude.
I've got another link up for you guys for the third VOD
Unlockers.
in general.
We open these, dude.
I didn't realize that Deputy was never going to get off of Junkrat that entire map.
What? What did you
I
say?
didn't realize you were. I didn't realize you were going to stay on Junkrat through the entire map.
I
Dude,
mean, it was working
I'm
apparently.
I'm a fucking
I forgot that's how that went.
Yeah,
I
who's a
watched the-
peak? Who's a peak
He's going to be ringing DPS.
today?
Yeah.
We need a ringer.
Yeah,
Wow.
we don't have Sim, and I don't think we'll have Nexus either.
Okay, well, Weep's coming, and then we have Joe Jam too.
Yeah, actually, I think we're better with the ringer, dude.
Having a
honest,
ringer
dude.
DPS will be nice.
Put lazy on
Hopefully he's
DPS.
not.
Put me on DPS, dude.
I also
Oh!
wasn't expecting. I'm trying to keep people on their roles so we can practice.
But I
Yeah.
want to play DPS, dude.
I'd rather not main tank again.
Yeah.
Again. Go again. Do I need to
Uh,
refresh?
That's all I was
Wait,
really
the
hoping we
reason,
didn't
I'm
the
do.
still
reason
waiting
these
on people to
VODs,
join.
the reason these VODs are from a while ago is because it's literally been like 2 weeks since we've been able to scrim with like an actual 2-2-2 of everybody on their roles.
Yeah, like when we were
Who are we losing?
playing Toots teams, dude.
Yeah, Deputy,
I
Lazy,
just
come on.
refreshed.
I'm
there.
here. You read.
Come on, Lazy.
I'm in.
I don't
I'm
see.
refreshing, dude.
Doesn't say you're in. I'll refresh too, Pagu.
I mean, yeah, as long as
Am I in the
you
wrong
guys are
one?
then.
Yeah,
It's a
he's
new
supposed
link.
to be
New link.
Yeah,
it's
that's the one I clicked on.
Yeah. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
you're all here.
There you
You're all
are.
here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys run here?
Brian's gonna get run over then.
That's a good question.
Okay, see, so yeah, again, this is why it helps to have a default comp, and then what you're really doing as a shot caller or composition caller here is thinking about the composition that you actually have and what they like to play, and modifying your composition based on that. It's like, okay, these guys like to run a lot of goats, so if you're planning on running bunker, let's make it extra spammy. Like that kind of, it's like it only becomes a small tweak at that point, and then it's super easy.
More than we already would with his Zarya.
Have a starting point.
If
All right.
No, let me play DPS, dude. Good poggers.
It's still not showing up.
I think
It's not.
if we can cut them out,
Yeah,
of
everybody else is
the
fine.
way.
Also, I'm just refreshing and waiting for it to work.
Can everybody
Yeah,
else see it?
on it. Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
Nobody else sees it.
I'm refreshing.
I don't see anything.
Here, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
I've
let it
refreshed,
play.
like, 3
It's just a
Can you
black
hear it?
screen.
Same.
Huh. Okay. Let's see
Hog.
if I can
Damn.
do something then. Let's see if what happens if I refresh it. So there's a thing that when I upload it says video processed refresh to see it, and the last time the last time I did that it literally just ate the video and now I have no okay. Great. So let me re-upload or relink the VOD into this and just
All right, no worries.
go from there.
Scuff.
I hate
Scuff,
GG.
scuff. 14-0, you hate to see it, dude.
You hate to see it. God, I got a terrible fucking headache.
Who is Messenger eSports?
You could do
Who is
pharmacy
Messenger
junk.
Esports? Oh, that's the name that Sim wants.
Pharmacy junk.
I wasn't sure what to call you guys, so I just asked and I
We're
got 2 names.
eSports, dude. We're eSports.
You want to just go? You want to just go with Resports?
No.
I mean, it sounds retarded, but I like it.
Can we just get sponsored already?
Dude, let's go
It's
with
not
PE.
hard.
Guys, I'm posting a new
Potential
link.
We get a
poggers,
new
PP.
manager. We
New
actually
link?
we
Oh
need
my
a new
God,
manager, though.
dude. New
For real.
link. May Pagu.
You're not
Oh, it's
playing.
Marissa.
You're not playing.
Torb Pagu.
You're not playing Torb.
Can you guys see the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Why
Okay.
can't I draw?
You're not allowed to draw.
Let me draw my penis. What the fuck?
So like a dot.
Fuck you.
Whew.
Okay, so you
Shredded.
guys are running. Okay, I think May is an interesting pick here. Okay, May Farah.
I got a mute, actually.
I'm gonna have to dip out in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, Dementa just has to mute like every 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of
Omega.
unfortunate.
So what's the okay? So I'll ask you guys here at this point. So what's the first engagement ideally looking like for you guys? Because that's what you want to be
Voila.
thinking about.
Cut off the main tank and punish him.
Okay.
What if they don't have a main tank?
Yeah, like you guys almost did.
Yeah, what if they run out on
What if they
our
just-
literally mirror comp?
What
that
if
we
they just
ran
have
on
6
attack?
Doomfists?
Dude, six
God damn it,
Doomfist.
season 1.
Pagu. No,
Okay.
no. There was always hero limits in comp. There was never. You were never able to mirror heroes
Season
in
1.
comp.
Okay,
No,
s-
no. There were always limits in comp.
Shut up.
Okay,
You,
so
you hate that I'm right.
Shut up.
all I know in the very early stages of Overwatch, double Winston, double Tracer, double Lucio used to be like the pro meta.
I thought it was like double
Yeah.
Reinhardt, double McCree, double Lucio.
I'm sure it was at some point.
Season 1 was double Winston, double Lucio.
No,
double
but I don't
Tracer.
think
I-
there were. I don't
I
think.
remember double Lucio, double.
I don't think you could do
double
that in comp
Flash.
ever though. I think you could in
Guys,
beta.
Let's
but
let's
not-
focus. We don't got a lot of time.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking you guys this is because this should be sort of informing where everybody sets up and where everyone is sort of looking to engage. So it's like, okay, so then if we're looking to wall them off at this point, we want an early engagement or a Reinhardt. So we kind of want to hold close, right? Like we kind of want to like, as much as we want to bait them in so that our Pharah can rain down on them and we can get a wall off, we need to make sure that we have enough follow up to get to them in time to actually punish it. Because especially after the Maywall nerf, they can break through that pretty quickly and get their person out. So you want to make sure your tanks are far up enough here.
Alright, no worries. Thanks for coming by and all, man.
Good dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Alright, I'm gonna chuck a
And
fire strike at them.
in
from
a
the
comp
east.
like
They're probably
this,
baiting with the Widow
should
Shadow.
I be using my Valk like defensively, or
I'm gonna throw a fire strike.
Well, let's
at them
see.
and
So
they'll back out.
I'm
just
sorry.
kinda
The
use
is
whatever?
Lucio? No, Lucio's not the other support. Are you guys running Merciana?
yeah?
Yeah.
I think if you guys are worried about like a grav, right? Because that's realistically what we're thinking about. Like,
Yeah, because goats.
yeah, like I would say, yeah, either use it on a fight where they're like you want to use it on one of the pushes where they're going to grab you. You want to be like
Yeah.
preempt. I think honestly you want to be probably more proactive than anything. So like using it aggressively is fine.
Yeah, that's how I usually use it.
Yeah, but if they push in on you guys, I would use it defensively as a last resort.
Yeah.
It says I need to refresh the page. Is this true?
I think
No,
But
it's
is the video
good.
playing?
Ignore
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
bait. I did it and the video disappeared.
Germinated.
Yep.
Mega lol, dude.
Okay,
I'd
so you're
not be
baiting him
surprised
in.
they are running goats at this point.
Lazy with the
Key
Lazy with the
insight.
difficult
Oh,
calls.
The real
unfortunate.
stuff.
So
Yeah,
I
wasted
don't know why we
wall.
walled that.
Like that was such a dumb
That's
wall.
okay. That's okay. You guys still have a win condition here, right? And
Fuck
so
you, Nick.
They
now,
push him because of that.
what's the play? What's so now? What do you what?
I don't know. I guess
what's
we
the
could
play
fair
style?
We wait for wall again.
No, if you're gonna push him before that
Lead,
happens.
lead them into a choke
They're
and
pushing in. Yeah.
get the wall.
I mean, playing for wall, I think is like more okay. So if they're a good comp or if they're a good team, they probably are gonna push right into here and push your Rhine super 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 hard.
We bait them and have Farah punish the supports because they don't know.
We
Well-
kill them, forehead.
I think your Reinhardt needs to give space here, and really you just want your Fair to be dealing damage. And again, like you should be able to just look at your comp and their comp and figure a playstyle out based on the map terrain, right? It's like that's kind of how you want to be making calls for your team. Like you want to be sort of thinking, what can we do well? We don't have wall anymore, but we still have Farah. How do we get Farah value?
He was baiting it.
Yeah.
And like your comp wants time against theirs, so that you want to drag the fight out as long as possible. They want to end it as quickly as possible.
Alright,
They
they're
might
pushing
not
me, I'm
know
backing
that,
up.
but that's what they should be doing.
Yo, keep me damage boosted.
Okay, yeah, they push your Ryan super super hard.
Oof.
Healing.
That wall
They broke
saved
That
the
wall
shit out of you,
saved
right?
your ass.
Okay.
Reinhardt
Swinging
Virgil
on-
on point. I
yeah.
bubbled.
Somebody say
Okay.
Diva's one. Their Diva's one.
So is Brig.
Good Nancy.
Then one got him.
Yeah, okay,
Bring-
nice. And
bring
then
those
your
up,
fair
bring
is
those
just
up.
like getting
Just
consistent
bullied.
value.
Reinhardt walled off.
He's gonna charge. He's gonna charge.
Brig
I
needs
love
an
to
eye
see
on
the
point.
charge.
Zarya down.
That was a
hate
good
to see
charge.
it.
Yo, help me with
Yeah.
the Diva.
I mean, he had the wall protecting him and everything, so.
I've got Shatter.
Yeah,
Things
super
are
It's
solid.
safe.
probably a shatter
Where's
too,
Diva?
though.
She's asleep. She's asleep. She's asleep
I'm
behind us.
charging her.
That's
There
done.
it is.
Verity, they're all in.
Nice
Oh,
shatter.
hate to see
Brig,
it.
Brig, 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 Brig.
So many heals.
Ryan.
Yeah, the barrage was not necessary here.
Sim Omega lol.
Dude, I just.
This is not
wanted to
on
call
Sim,
it,
you guys. That's
dude.
like what you guys need to keep in mind is that this is not on the person who uses the ult. It's on the whole team in coordinating.
Ugh.
That none of this was planned.
When you think
Yeah.
about it, we all pressed
No
Q.
more else.
Yeah, everybody.
Hey.
We
Guys
as a
back
team
up.
have
Press
no
Q.
used ults here.
Zarya, no personal.
Yeah, press tab. See who's got our Qs.
I don't think I
Yeah,
pressed
backing up,
Q.
backing up.
Lazy doesn't press tab.
Are you, like, saying stuff?
His tab button is
They're
just
gonna
another
have
shift.
Diva
I'd
bomb.
press
Every
tab
button is
plenty.
shift. Bunch of shift keys tiled onto a
They're
keyboard.
gonna have Diva bomb here. They're gonna
But
have.
they'll still
They just
attack.
use Rally.
He actually
They're gonna have Nano.
he actually
Wait, no,
bound
they're not.
shift to his left
They're
click.
probably very close to trans. And very close
I
to
bound
D.
shift
Ryan's
to
pushing in.
W.
Fuck him up,
Oh
fuck
my
him
god,
up.
that's perfect,
Oh,
that's
he had to
perfect.
This
Yeah.
charge,
Ryan.
that Ryan, if he were better, would be counterpinning you right into the Mei wall.
But he's not
Because
Omega
nothing is you
Yeah.
never want to charge up to a Reinhardt because if he has the option of sidestepping, then you are literally just like, hey, deal 350 damage to me, please. Or was it 300 damage? 250 with the
I
wall
roll
pin.
a 20 and you
Reinhardt
lose 2
alone.
hit points.
Never mind, never mind.
Okay, so he did it, but he did it way too late. Okay.
Where?
Also, the other thing is, remember, Lazy, like, what DPS do you have here?
Farah May.
Yeah.
And you're going into closed areas. That's like,
I was trying to chase and follow the wall, but
yeah, like at the same time, like their team is going to walk around right now, and your Ferris still can't follow up here. And so they now are advantaged if you walk in here, right? Because you have people who don't have access to this space. Like, I guess your Farah can drop down and get there eventually, but she's playing high ground to begin with, so she's going to be late to the fight. So you want, anytime you guys run Farah, you want to play the fight out in open space as much as possible.
Pushing Ryan.
Reinhardt's alone. No, not.
But yeah, do you see? It's like now, like they should have all pushed you there. They should have all
Yeah.
pushed you right into that room and killed you right there.
We got lucky.
Oh
There.
god. Alright.
Diva weak.
Diva 1 health.
Okay.
Whoa, Monk and W. Inside the player model.
So
Small indie company.
you want to be rotating to the right here and not going forward. It looks like that's kind of. Let's see which one you actually commit to. Okay, good.
Rotate to point. Rotate to point.
Oh god.
Okay.
Unlockers.
Okay, so I want to. Okay, so like I don't want to talk too much about hero specific stuff, but I will say this. The thing I always tell Reinhardt players is that there's basically a rock paper scissors thing. I don't know if you guys have like heard the analogy, but Fire Strike, Shield, and Shatter. Fire Strike beats Shield because it goes through it, right? Shield beats Shatter, and Shatter beats Fire Strike. So if you Fire Strike, you guarantee that your team is going to get shattered because the time window of the Fire Strike animation is perfectly long enough to get a Shatter through. And so this in the Reinhardt matchup is king. When you're not fully engaged in a fight, you just need to be thinking about this. So it's like if he has Shatter, your Fire Strike is no longer an option. And so you like if you're tracking ults, like, and again, this is like where pre-fight planning is relevant because you need to know that the Rhine has Shatter in the first place. You just need to not Fire Strike ever. And you also sort of want to back off the Brig because she's gonna try and stun Shatter you.
Bring on Arena. Bring on Arena.
Hmm.
You got Shatter.
He used his Shatter. Yeah, they win that trade because he used his Shatter. You died with Shatter.
We got the Ryan.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the spacing on that.
Don't we
We're not gonna
scrim in
have
3
long here.
minutes?
We can use the Blizzard then.
5
After
minutes,
Blizzard-
actually.
Okay, so then
After Blizzard,
we can wrap it up here. Like I'm totally down to meet up with you guys, you know, either next week or whatever at some point.
Again.
But like, so the things that I'll say is like,
team?
overall, you guys do a pretty good job of coordinating, considering that there's not really like a centralized planning structure. I would say you might want to try assigning roles that you have sort of like a designated target caller.
I'm back.
Someone who is ult tracking, at least, and I don't mean one person is responsible for knowing everyone's ult at all points. I'm just saying before the fight, there should be one person responsible for making sure we say what we think they have. And
I
then
think a good way to gradually go about it is like you were saying, just know your counterpart kind of and focus on that.
Yeah, and then I would say, you know, you could either call it like, we'll just call it a planner, not necessarily like a shot caller. Just someone who gives the team a good idea of what they should be doing, like where we should be positioning, what we want to be playing around, like all of those things. It's like if the and like because a lot of the times the best way to react to their ult is to preemptively do something. And so everyone being ready and queued up to sort of counter a play, like that's really only going to happen if you have someone who's planning before every fight. And it can just be a loose plan, you know, it's like they have Grav, let's engage super early, or like, you know, let's like play super spread out, that kind of stuff. But you always want to have some idea of what your team is going to do, otherwise shit is just going to happen to you guys. And then one last thing that I would maybe consider doing is having someone who is pacing your fights. Tells you guys when to push in, tells you guys when to reset. You guys were sort of doing that, in like a couple of you were taking the roles, but the goal here is to have everyone who's doing these things responsible for that role, and everyone, and so also it gives them some authority. It's like you need to be listening to your pacer, ult tracker, target caller, and planner. And then you guys can sort of have a feedback process after every scrim and figure out sort of like if follow-up is the issue or if the team decision is the issue there. Because I think those are the two variables that are really difficult to separate. Because it's like, did we lose that fight because we had a bad plan or because we executed the plan poorly? And having these roles clearly defined will help you guys with that. But yeah, okay, so that's all I've got. I don't want to hold you guys past your scrim, so I'll just call it here for now. But I hope this was helpful.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay, cool. Well, so then yeah, just let me know, guys, if you know want to do anything like this in the future, and I would be happy to help you.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thanks, man. I
Sure
really, I
thing.
really appreciate it. Like this was actually like really, really helpful.
I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah,
Yeah.
just if any of you have anything that like, if you guys want to do individual VOD reviews and stuff, I have free time here and there, so just let me know.
I
But
might
yeah,
hit you up on that actually.
okay,
Your
cool.
free time is mine.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Good luck with your scrim. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Later.
Okay. So that was with Resports slash what was the other name you guys called themselves? Hmm, where I can't remember. Goats Busters and Messenger Esports. One of those three names. That was this team. Um, I don't think they currently have a coach. And so I think this is sort of like a common challenge for teams that don't have coaching, because I think the first thing that a coach will do when they go into a team that doesn't have clearly defined comms roles is define those and identify who needs to be doing those things. Because I think like if you don't have those things, then like I was saying, like the coach has no idea if plays aren't working because no one was following up on what was being decided, or if it was just the call was bad in the first place, or if people were making bad decisions. I mean, coordination is obviously king here in any Overwatch setting. Um, and at sort of like a mid SR range, like anywhere below like sort of top 500 tier 3 teams, like the more coordinated team is going to be winning. I would say like 85 to 95% of the fights on that basis. Just the fact that everyone is doing the same thing and on the same page. Everything they do is going to be more efficient because focus fire is always going to beat out um, decentralized damage, or unfocused damage, I should say. Uh, but yeah, so I hope this was helpful. I might come back on and stream a little bit later. My team might be scrimming, I'm not totally sure. But that's it for me, guys. So I hope this was helpful and interesting. And I will check in with you guys later. Take care. Thank you for watching.